probability and continue with examples. So joint probability distribution. The other day we have seen the definition. So the probability distribution involving two independent variables, we call it as the joint probability distribution. So here x will be taking the values from x1 to xm and y will be taking the values from y1 to yn. Okay, and then the discrete probability distribution. The joint probability distribution is discrete because we are written x will take finite values from x1 to xm. Similarly, y will take the values from y1 to yn. So the joint probability distribution, the probability that x is equal to xi and y is equal to yj, it is denoted by jij. Okay, gives you the probability that x is xi and y is equal to yj, and we denote it by jij. And I have seen the conditions, each probability has to be greater than or equal to 0, and sum of all the probabilities must be equal to 1. It has to satisfy both the conditions. Okay, and as we write the probability distribution by taking x and f of x or p of x. Okay, so what all values as xx and their corresponding probabilities, we call it as the probability distribution for one variable. Now similarly, since we have two variables, we will be having x as well as y. So we will be taking the x variable vertically and y variable horizontally. So we'll write all the values of y, y1, y2, y3, so on up till yn, and here the values of x, x1, x2, x3, so on up till xm. And if you write the probabilities of all these, this term here will be denoting the probability that x is equal to x1 and y is equal to y1. Probability that x is equal to x1 and y is equal to y1. So that will be denoted by j11. So this term will be j11. Similarly, j12, so on up till j1n. And if you go for the next one, that x equal to 2, y equal to 1, we'll have j21, j22, so on up till j2n. So this continues up till the last value, j at x equal to xm and y is equal to 1. Then jm2, so on up till jmn. So this is called as the joint probability distribution table. And one more row here and one more column which we put at the end, where we will be writing all the sum of each row will be written here, sum of each row will be written here. So we will denote it by f of xi. F of xi. So what does f of xi gives is probability that x will be taking one particular value xi. F of x1 means probability that x will take the value x1 for all different combinations of y. That will be written here. Similarly, f of x2, f of x3, so on up till we will be having here f of xn. These are called as the marginal probability distributions of x. And similarly, here we will be writing it as g of yj. We'll add all the probabilities when y is equal to y1, and we'll write it as g of y1. Next one will be g of y2. Okay, probability that y is equal to y1 for different values of x. Probability that y is y2 for different values of x. So that will be given by g of y2. So on it continues. This will be g of yn, and since it gives you sum of all the probabilities, we'll write total sum has to be equal to 1. Now this is the joint probability distribution table, and these last row and the last column denote the marginal probability distributions of x and y. So even you can put them separately like this, what all values x takes and the corresponding probability. The last column here and the first column, that is the different values of x are written. Similarly, the different values of y and this last row, it is written, which gives the marginal distribution of y. Okay. Now moving further, go for expectation. You know already the formula for expectation. Expectation of x. What do you mean by expectation of x? How will you write the formula?
Summation x into f of x.
Yes, it is nothing but mu we have written. If you take expectation of x, it is summation of x into p of x, or maybe integration x into f of x. That is nothing but mu. Okay. So here, similarly, we will go for in a joint distribution, what will be the formula for expectation. So if x and y are again two random variables, the expectation of x, it is given by mu x. Expectation of x, it is nothing but again mu x, as we are defined similarly, it is xi into f of xi, sum of all the probabilities. Since it is discrete here, the random variable is discrete, we are going for summation. And expectation of y, instead of x we have y, the mu y, summation yj into, usually we will write g of yj. Summation yj into g of y. That is nothing but, if you go for the partial distribution, x1 into f of x1 plus x2 into f of x2 plus x3 into f of x3, so on up till xm into f of xn. That will give you sum of all the probabilities, which is nothing but the expectation. Now the joint distribution we have, so expectation of x into y we write is nothing but summation x taking the value, actually I would have put one more here, x taking the value I to what it is, n we have written, or m, I to m summation j I have to write I taking the values 1 to m, j taking the values 1 to n, xi yj into jij. So this is the expectation of x into y. You have to take the sum of all the probabilities. It is here we will go for only xi into f of xi, here yj into g of yj. So now it is, we want the probability of x into y. So x into y multiplied by its corresponding probability. The corresponding probability that x equal to xi, y equal to yj is nothing but jij. So right, xi, yj, jij. So this will give you expectation of xy. Now next comes the variance. So again, you know the formula. Variance denoted by V is equal to sigma x square. Variance of x, it is sigma x square. Okay. So we have it as expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. So this will give you the formula for variance, and from this even you can go for the standard deviation, which is sigma x. Similarly for y, v of y or vy, it is sigma y whole square, which is expectation of y square minus expectation of y whole square. This will give you the variance with respect to y. Now next we have the covariance. The covariance with respect to x and y. That is, if x and y are random variables having mean mu x and mu y, then the covariance of xy denoted by COV of xy. It denotes covariance of xy. It is given by expectation of xy minus expectation of x into expectation of y. Covariance of xy, it is expectation of xy minus expectation of x into expectation of y. That will give us the covariance of x and y. And again, it is written in terms of formulas here. You know what is expectation of xy. They are written here. That formula is given. You can just remember this much. Expectation of xy minus expectation of x into expectation of y. That is the covariance of x and y. Next comes correlation. We have studied all this for single variable, now it is for two variables here. Correlation. So the correlation of x and y, it is denoted by rho of xy. So found this rho already, correlation, coefficient of correlation also found. So rho, the correlation of x and y, it is given by covariance of xy divided by sigma x into sigma y. Not many calculations here. Rho, it is covariance divided by sigma x and into sigma y. Okay, so these are the different formulas that we will be coming across. Now, one more thing you have to know is about independent random variables. Two variables x and y are said to be independent random variables if the probability that x equal to xi, y is equal to yj is equal to probability that x is equal to x into the probability that y equal to y. That is xi, yj. The probability that x is equal to xi, y is equal to yj. This means here it is jij. This is our jij. It must be equal to p of x into p of y. Probability that x will take the value x and the probability that y will take the value y. If this is so, then we will say that the two random variables x and y are independent random variables. Actually, probability that x is equal to x1 means, how will you write it? Don't get confused. What will you write? Probability that x equal to x1 means, how will you denote? Probability that here, probability that x equal to x1, it is given by f of x1. Probability that x equal to x2, it is f of x2. Similarly, probability that y equal to y1 is denoted by g of y1. Then probability that y equal to y2 is given by g of y2. So instead, you can even write instead of this, it is f of xy into g of yj. So if this property holds, then x and y are said to be independent random variables. So whenever you have x and y independent, what it tells is, we go to the table, this probability J11, okay? So what we have written there, mention it here. Independent, for independent random variable, Jij must be equal to f of xi into g of yj. Suppose I take J21. So it has to be equal to f of x2 into g of y1. F of x2 is there, here you have f of x2 and this is your g of y1. So if the product of these two is equal to this value J21, if f of x2 and g of y1, the product of these two is equal to J21, then we will say that x and y are independent random variables. Otherwise, we can't say that they are independent, and even vice versa. Suppose it is given x and y are independent random variables, then this property will be holding. Both sides, we can say this, that is, if this property holds, then x and y are independent random variables, we call them as. And if x and y are independent random variables, this property will be holding. So whenever you want to write Jij and x and y are independent, you can just multiply f of xi into g of yj. That will give us the corresponding Jij value. And this holds only if it is mentioned that x and y are independent random variables. Now here, what happens is, for independent random variables, expectation of xy will be equal to expectation of x into expectation of y. Okay, expectation of xy, expectation of xy. So this is summation of xi yj into jij. Now, if I write this as expectation of x means this one again, expectation of y. So this expectation of xy will be equal to expectation of x into expectation of y only when x and y are independent random variables. And if that happens, expectation of xy is equal to expectation of x into expectation of y, then this cancels and your covariance will become 0. So whenever you have x and y as independent variables, then your covariance will be equal to 0 because expectation of xy is equal to expectation of x into expectation of y. And further, since covariance is 0, obviously your rho also becomes 0. Okay. So these are the things that you need to remember for independent random variables. Okay. So let us move on to a few examples based on this. Take an example. Random variables x and y have the following joint distribution. This is values x and y. X values are 1 and 2. Y values are -3, 2 and 4. Let me write the values of this is given to us. This is 0.1, this is 0.2, this is 0.2 again, 0.3, 0.1, 0.1. Okay. Now the question, find the marginal probability distributions. Then second question of x and y. Second question, find covariance of xy. Third, find correlation of xy, that is rho. Next we asked, are x and y independent random variables? Are x and y independent random variables? Already they have given you the distribution. The probabilities are given to you. You need to find the marginal probability distribution. So for that, let us put the table once again. X value, y value, -3, 2, 4. 1 and 2 are the values of x. So we have 0.1, 0.2, 0.2, 0.3, 0.1 and 0.1. Now how to go for the marginal distributions? What are marginal distributions?
Summation of x and summation y. No?
Yes. You have to write here. What will you write here? Last column. Is it F or G?
F,
F.
ma'am.
F, yes. F of, because here y is there, so don't get confused. This is f of xi. We'll be writing the sum of all probabilities that x will be taking xi value. Here we'll be writing g of yj. Now add this 0.2, 0.2 and 0.1, 0.5. Again here I think 0.5 and here it is 0.4, 0.3 and again 0.3. And you can see 0.5 plus 0.5 is 1, and if you add these also 0.4 plus 0.3 plus 0.3, it is also 1. You have to get this one, that is sum of all the probabilities must be equal to 1. Now you can just mention that the last column and the last row indicate the marginal distributions of x and y. Or else clearly, if you want, you can mention it once again. The marginal distribution of x. The marginal distribution of x. You can write x and f of x, corresponding values. X is taking the value 1 and 2. The corresponding value of f of x, it is 0.5 and again 0.5. So this will give you the marginal distribution of x. You can write this in terms of table. Or else, if at all you write the last column indicates the marginal distribution of x, it is okay. Next, the marginal distribution of y. The marginal distribution of y. This y and g of y. Three values you have: -3, 2 and 4. The corresponding probabilities. For -3, your g of yj is this value 0.4. For 2, it is again 0.3. For 4, it is 0.3. So these are the marginal distributions of x and y. Go for the next question. What you have? Covariance. So what's the formula for covariance?
E of xy minus E of x into E of y.
Yes, covariance expectation. Let us say expectation of xy minus expectation of x into expectation of y. So for that we need expectation of x, expectation of y and expectation of xy. Let us find them first. Expectation of x, it is summation x into f of x. New formula, it is nothing but summation of x into f of x. So take the product and add them. 1 into 0.5 plus 2 into 0.5. Is it 1.5? Expectation of y.
1.5.
Okay. Summation y into g of y. Take again the product of each column and add them. Minus 3 into 0.4. 2 into 0.3, 4 into 0.3. Is it 0.6? Not always calculator is necessary. Sometimes you may do it without calculator also.
0.6.
Next one, expectation. Sorry. Expectation of xy. Summation xi yj into jij. Xi yj into jij. See that you do it correctly. So it is summation of xi, whatever you are having the values, this value xi xi means this value you will be taking, okay, the corresponding value of xi, corresponding value of x. We have here, what is the value? 1. This value is 1, okay. So, xi, then yj into its corresponding probability, jij, okay. Xi, yj into jij. So, what will you write? First one. What will you have here? Not necessary to write x1, y1 into j11 like that. If you know, you can directly do it. It is 1 into minus 3 into 0.1 plus. Okay. Then again, what will you write? Xi, yj into jij. Again, you have to go on adding each of the terms. You have to go on.
2 into 0.2.
1 into minus 2 into 0.
Yes. 1 into this value now. Again, xi, yj into this value. Okay, jij. Each combination, all possible combinations, you have to go on. See what you get there. Check out. Take the sum of all such combinations and make the answer.
Madam, last column we have to take or no? F of xi.
No, don't take that one. See, minus 3, I'm writing it once again. Plus 2, 4, what values are 1 and 2, corresponding probability 0.1, 0.2, 0.2, then we have 0.3, 0.1, 0.1. So this is what you have. Okay. The first one it is, this is your x and y. 1 into 3 into, sorry, minus 3 into 0.1. Next one again, 1 into 2 into 0.2 will write. 1 into 2 into 0.2. Next value, 1 into 4 into 0.2. Only xi, yj into the jij. Don't take f of x and g of y here. Don't take the last columns. It is summation of xi, yj and g of yj. Plus, now we'll go to the second value of x and combine with each of the values of y. 2 into minus 3, the corresponding probability. When x is 2, y is minus 3, its corresponding probability is 0.3. Then plus again. What will you have? 2 into 0.1 plus 2 into 4 into 0.1 again.
In total answer minus 2.4.
Minus is covariance. No, only expectation it is, right? How much? Minus 2.4. Okay. Check out once again.
0.3.
You are telling covariance, or I'm sorry, not that much weak, I think, because all are in decimals.
0.3.
0.3 only.
Okay. Simple, see, this is what I'm telling you, simple calculations will be there. Don't be in a hurry.
Yes, ma'am, 0.3.
3. Okay. Now go for covariance. Covariance of xy. It is expectation of xy minus expectation of x into expectation of y. What you have? 0.3 minus 1.5 into 0.6. Since it's a 90, how much you get? Is it
minus 0.6.
0.6? Okay. Minus 0.6. That is our covariance. What else is that? Correlation. The correlation formula. Correlation, that is rho of xy, is covariance of xy divided by sigma x into sigma y. Now you know covariance, you need to find sigma x and sigma y. So find what is sigma x, or write the formula for sigma x square, that is variance. What is it? Expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. Sigma x square formula, expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. You know expectation of x, you have to find what is expectation of x square. What is this? Or else if you want to write it separately, expectation of x square. This summation of, is anybody, can you tell the formula what is expectation of x square?
X square into f of x.
Yes, x square into f of x. Expectation of x means it is summation of x into f of x, right? Now instead of x you have x square, that means here you'll go for x square into f of x. So get it, summation of x square into f of x. X square into f of x. See what you get. 1 square into 0.2 whole square. Sorry. X square into 0.2 just. 1 square into the, sorry, not 0.2. How much is this? Marginal I have not written. This is our f of x into 0.5. Or else you go for this distribution where we have written here. X square into f of x. 1 square into 0.5 plus will have 2 square into again 0.5. This is what your expectation of x square will be. X square into your f of x. Again x square into f of x. Plus what you have? 2 square into f of x is again 0.5. What's the value?
2.5.
2.5. Okay. Expectation of y. You calculate that also. Sigma y square, then you write. We need expectation of y square minus expectation of y whole square. So let us calculate that also. Expectation of y square. Summation y square into g of y. Summation of this y square into the corresponding g of y. So it will be like minus 3 whole square into 0.4 plus again square of this 2 square into 0.3. Then last one 4 square into 0.3. Square this y term multiplied by the probability. Again square of your y value multiplied by the corresponding probability. What's the value?
9.6.
9. Minus 9.6. Okay, I'll write it. 9.6. Minus 3 whole square into 0.4 plus 2 square into 0.1 plus 4 square into again, sorry, not 0.1, this is 0.3. And here again 0.3. Check the value, this is 9.6. Now go for your sigma x square. Sigma x square, expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. Expectation of x square is 2.5. Expectation of x, how much is expectation of x? 1.5. Expectation of x whole square. See how much is 2.25 plus 2.5 minus 2.25. This is 0.25.
0.25.
Sigma x square is 0.25. Sigma x is 0.5. Sigma y square now. Expectation of y square minus expectation of y whole square. See that you write your x and y neatly, which is your x, which is your y. Now expectation of y square, how much it is? 9.6. Expectation of y, it is 0.6. Expectation of y we have 0.6. It's square. 9.6 minus 3.6.
9.24.
24.
9.2. Now we have got sigma y square. Now with that, what is sigma y? Sigma x they are calculated.
3.04.
3.0. Hope whenever you are telling me the decimal values, you are rounding it them off. Next one. What you are left with? Correlation. Or wait, before that, sigma x, sigma y we got, let me write rho. Rho is equal to covariance of xy divided by sigma x into sigma y. What is covariance value we got? Minus 0.6 divided by sigma x 0.5, sigma y 3.04. See how much you get covariance, correlation.
Minus 0.3947.
Minus 0.3947. One more question is asked, are they independent random variables? Can you say they are independent random variables? Are they independent or not?
No, ma'am.
How will you say they are not?
Correlation is negative. It should be 1, then we could say they are independent.
Correlation is not 1. How will you say correlation should be 1? No, correlation doesn't tell you whether they are independent. Covariance.
Xy is equals to expectation of x into expectation of y.
That you can go. Or else you can say covariance of xy must be 0. Because these two terms will be equal for independent random variables, then covariance must be equal to 0. You can just write that already you have found the covariance. It is not equal to 0. Covariance is not equal to 0 and hence the given variables are not independent random variables. Actually 9:46. Okay, let us continue in the next class. Did you understand these examples?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll give you homework. They are simple. Lateral entry students, I think this questions will be very much easy for you. All are similarly only. Whatever we had done on the first example, a little bit difference will be there maybe in calculating the things. But all examples similar we have, that is finding the Marshall distribution, covariance, and your correlation. Okay, I'll just give you homework later. You can leave the class. Already we are out of time.